So welcome to our monthly masterclass. Our programs, regardless of when they are, represent the views of the speakers and may or may not represent the views of NACWE. But really quickly, I wanted to say a very warm welcome to our newest members. In fact, we got the newest one in the middle of the night last night, which is so fun when that happens. But these are all of the newest members to NACWE. In case you don't know, we are on a mission in 2025 to get to 1,000 members. And so you, as current members of NACWE, are a huge part of that. And so I am looking forward to celebrating with you when we hit that number. So invite your friends. We would love to have them with us every single time. We have a new members site, and it's still the same old link though. So remember, you have access to a portal at NACWEmembers.com where you can find all the replays, including this one, power pages, any other bonuses that your membership holds, and just make sure you use the same email address that you enrolled in. Our next virtual networking, this is the next time I would love to see you invite all of the people you know to the virtual networking. It is Friday, February 21st at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern. And if you were at the last one, it was a lot of fun. We met a lot of new people and just super excited to see where all of it goes. We have a always open co-working space. So new.nacwe.com/co-work opens the Zoom room. If you go in the Zoom room to co-work, you can set up time with another NACWE member ahead of time, or just jump into the members only Facebook group and say, hey, I'm going to be in the Zoom room for the next couple of hours. I'd love to see you there. And maybe some people will be able to join you. I know that's how I have done it in the past. We have the Augusta launch coming up a week from today. I'm really, really excited to go to Encanto Gardens with the ladies of Augusta and start that chapter with Camille. She's amazing. Take a screenshot of this. It is all of the things that are coming up. So next week on Wednesday, we do have another Navigating NACWE call, orientation call. So if you're new, or with this new members portal with the same old address, right, NACWEmembers.com, if you're struggling getting in there, this is the perfect time to come get all of that worked out. So our key verse for today, Colossians 3:23, whatever you are doing, work at it with enthusiasm as to the Lord and not for people. And then our quote, remember who you are. Don't compromise for anyone for any reason. You are a child of the Almighty God. So live that truth. Lisa Trickhurst. We're going to go ahead and pray. So Father, thank you. Thank you for the NACWE membership, Lord. Thank you for all of the women in it. It is such an amazing community, God. We are coming off of Christian Creators 360, where we spent some time together, face to face, in person, able to put our arms around each other and hug each other. And so I can't wait till we get to do that again, Lord. I thank you for bringing all of these women into my life. And thank you for bringing us all together. God, we know you are the God of connection. You are the God of relationships. And so we love you. We praise you. And our ultimate relationship is with you. In Jesus' name, amen. So Carrie and I are going to go all in on vision today. So we have the All In Vision Masterclass. I am going to stop sharing because I want to talk to you guys for just a minute. So we want to talk about a few things before we get started, right? We want to center ourselves before we jump to just putting pretty pictures on a page. So we want to talk about all in, and today we're all in on vision. So I want you to sit for a minute and just ask God if there's anything for this year, for 2025. If you haven't done this yet, just take a minute and do it. But is there anything He wants to remove from your plans? Like, we oftentimes try to think about, where do I want to be? Where do I want to go to? But equally as important is, what don't you want as part of my goals? What don't you want as part of my plan for 2025? Uh, we're first and foremost, ultimately, all in with God, right? All in with walking with Him. And so we want to make sure that whatever we're all in on, He wants us to be all in on, right? So we're not all in on the wrong things. And so the flip side of that is, what does He want you to be all in on? So where do you want to be if we're thinking about December 31st, 2025? By the way, there's nothing magical about the night between December 31st and January 1st. You can do this any time of year you want. It's the end of January right now, and we're like re-looking at it. Why did we pick the end of January to do this? Because statistically, 80% of people have already given up on what they decided less than a month ago, right? They've
Yep.
already given up.
And it's funny because like I remember reading where it says that most people New Year actually doesn't even start until February.
Yeah. I actually, for a long time, and I still do this in March 1st, because I think of my quarters, probably because of Heidi Klein, in seasons, right? So winter is December, January, February. So spring is March, April, May. And so my March 1st for the longest time has kind of been my new year. I go into spring thinking, okay, what seeds do I want to plant that I want to harvest next?
Oh, I
So,
like that.
mm, so if you're imagining yourself all in on the things God wants you all in on, and all out on the things that God wants you all out on, I want you to think about, what does that feel like? What does that look like? What does that feel like? And I'm going to invite you to put some things in the chat, especially if it's just um, like one or two words about what that feels like. Scary and
Alexa says scary and exciting.
yeah, I love that that's both, Alexis. Just I find that God is often leading me in that direction where it's like, both, right?
Mm, nervous and hopeful.
Mm, I like it. It's about being in alignment for sure. 100%. I also love that um, we're looking at like the good things on it, right? So many people, it looks big. It looks big, but we know with God we can do all things. Um, I know I
Mm.
want to take just a second, and I know most of you are like, think about the areas of your life: work, family, your intimate relationship, um, faith, your spiritual relationship, your physical relationship. And just think about, what part of your being does God want to work on most in 2025?
Mm.
Is it physical? Is it mental, spiritual, personal growth, learning, your mind, career? I like that, Lindsay. For the sake of the recording, Lindsay said, it looks and it looks and feels like a new attitude, like God saying, "You better act like I sent you." I like it. Yeah,
I love it.
physical and career. Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay. Carrie, do you want
Yeah.
to share your screen for the and
Yes.
the link too? And we're not done talking about all this, but I want you to sort of see where we're headed. She's going to get you a link. We're going to work in Canva. And so, where most of the time, I did want to set some foundation and some groundwork. And most of the time, when we do these vision board workshops, we're doing all the questions. And then I just sort of like let everybody free to create, right? To create their vision board. Um, but as we're doing this time, I want to just keep circling around and doing both at the same time, like imagining and praying and asking God, and then putting some things on the board that you have.
So so the reason why I'm actually sharing one that I actually created last year. So I changed a couple of the things just so you guys can we can build this out together. But I created it in this size because one of the things that has been really good for me is being able to put this on my wallpaper on my computer, on my wallpaper on my iPad, because like being able to see it and like really it's like almost like reinforcing it each and every day. So So me and Heather, we like to say that you want to have at least 3 to 5 big yearly goals. Like what are those 3 to 5 big yearly things? And Heather, I know you said when it comes to business, you want to stay within how many?
Three,
3.
right? Max. And that's, we can't focus on more than that. And so I know for a lot of us, sorry, it's really hard to narrow down, right, into just three or five, 3 to 5. So max big business goals. There's going to be things that fall under that. I was
I
talking
always like to say that every year. So it's funny, my birthday's at the end of October. So a lot of times I use like October as like the end of October and November as like me stepping into my new year and things like that. And every year around my birthday, I kind of set a what is this the year of? Is this the year of healing or is this the year of intention? So 2024 was my year of healing and this is my year of intention. So I want you to think about like what is this the year of for you? Is this the year? I remember 2 years ago I called it the year of glow. And it was a year that I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I was able to share myself with the world. Um, so like ask yourself like what is 2025 for you? What is this going to be the year of for you?
if you already have like a word for the year, go ahead and put that in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh, boldness.
I love that. The year of boldness.
Oh, hey, Kim, intention. Trust. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, innovate and automate.
Ooh,
Expansion.
I like it. And you might, as you're thinking about these 3 to 5 goals, you might want to start by writing down all of the goals, like all of the ones that you keep thinking about that you think you want to do, and then look at them and say, how can I choose 3 to 5 that will move me forward in the most, not the most forward, in the most meaningful ways?
Hmm.
What are the 3 to 5 that'll move you forward in the most meaningful way? Vivian, we weren't worried. Your word's allowed to be anything you want it to be.
I love it. It's funny because I remember at around my birthday, I was like, oh, I was reading the year of yes, and I was like, this is gonna be my year of yes. And I was like, no, actually this should be my year of no, because I say yes a lot to things. It's like maybe not this year.
Maybe not this year. Vivian, do you want to tell us about the pay part? No, Carol, we've just been putting them in the chat here. I'll copy some and put them in the chat too. Lindsay's been putting them in the chat.
Yeah, I just asked God, like, okay, what should I be focusing on? And I kept hearing in my head, like, hey, just like show up, and I will do the rest. All I need is your, not just your yes, but your enthusiastic hey.
Mm,
So I am working on not overthinking things and getting in my head and just showing up for myself, saying
okay.
yes to God with enthusiasm, and then showing up in rooms that I'm supposed to be in with a hey.
Hey. I love it. I love it.
I like
Anybody
that.
else want to share?
I would love to know what's one of your 3 to 5 goals. If anybody wants to drop one of their 3 to 5 goals.
Okay, I haven't asked this question yet. And again, I know some of you could be looking for pictures to go on your vision board as I'm talking, and all of that is okay. That's why we wanted you to have it ahead of time and keep going and keep doing. But we were talking here a bit about being all in. What is that going to feel like? Oh, I love that, Taralee. Give 50 plus speeches.
Love it.
And so the question I want to ask you attached to that is, what am I willing to risk or change to be all in?
Mm.
And what is the first bold step of that? I always, when I used to talk to my kids, I used to tell my clients this all the time too. But with my kids, somebody would say, hey, can you lead a Bible study? Can you take on running this class? Can you add another class to your thing? Can you teach me how to ride a horse? Right? Like all of those things. When their first inclination is, I don't have time, whatever it was, I would ask them to stop for a minute and like actually think about it. And if the answer is no, because it doesn't align with my priorities right now, then that's the answer, right? It's either a yes or it's a no, it doesn't align with my priorities right now. We all have the same 24 hours, so everybody has time, right? And I am like, and nobody can argue with that, by the way. If you tell somebody like, man, that's such a great idea, but it just doesn't align with my priorities right now, they can't argue with it. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
So
it definitely is like, okay. It's like, okay.
yeah,
They're like somebody's focused.
somebody's focused. Well, I was thinking that too with like your goals. So, you know, Desta just put in to be debt free, right? So if it was like, hey, can you go on this trip? No, my priority right now is becoming debt free. So it's not aligned with my priorities, whatever it is, right? But just to stop and think about it and pray about it long enough to be able to say, it doesn't align with my priorities right now. Um, Same with Taralee and the 50 plus speeches, right? How many is that a month, Taralee? Have you broken it down?
Think about it, it's about one a week.
Oh yeah, true.
Think
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is doable if you're intentional. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
is doable. And some weeks you can do 3, maybe.
That's right. He is actually with intention, it's actually not that big a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you've worked with either Taralee or Aurora and you already know what you're going to talk about, right?
I know I put 30
You
because
put
I had a
30.
call with Aurora this morning.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you're going to do 30 talks?
30 stages or podcasts. I already have
Love it.
4 locked in. So
4?
4 locked in, 26 to go.
Nice. What are you willing to risk or change to make that happen?
Um, it's funny you say that because I've been thinking about my entrepreneur journey, and I talk a lot about when people ask me, they're like, Carrie, like, how did you get so successful so fast when you got started? Because within a year we hit our first 6 figures. Well, within 6 months we hit our first 6 figures. And I remember saying I made myself very uncomfortable. And even like I remember during this time, like even though like I had a bed, I slept on a futon for like 4 months because I needed to put myself in like a uncomfortable position, because I feel a lot of times like when you're comfortable and just like complacent, like you don't take the steps that you would take when your back is against the wall.
Mm,
And I feel like for me, I need to put myself back in uncomfortable positions so I can do like I remember like I was talking to people, like reaching out and having conversations with people like every day. And now I'm like, oh, talking to more people seems so big. But
yeah. But you
but
did it.
I'm like, no, like it worked, because like that's why we hit 6 figures, because even if they didn't know a person that could work with us, somebody else did. And I was speaking on, like, I didn't even know what I was talking about because I literally had just left corporate, but I was speaking on podcasts like crazy when I first got started because I was having those conversations. So I think it's like, for me, it's like I have to get uncomfortable again.
Yeah. Anybody else having to risk or change being comfortable? Yes. Yeah, me too. Lindsay said her too. Oh, I love it, Vivian. 6 retainer dream clients, love it. Flywheel. Nice.
Listen to Alexis. I love the practice.
Yay, Kim. Me too, Kim. I'm right there with you. The funny thing is, when I step out of my personality, is when I step out of my comfort zone, like actually taking the step is the hardest part. Once I've taken the step, I'm like, woohoo, let's go. But it's that like initial, like push through it. Yep. So who are you guys working on your boards while we're talking to? 100 new clients. Be on big stages speaking. What does that mean to you, Carol?
Oh, yeah.
You have to unmute for this one.
So I specifically have genius stages in mind, like going to Italy and speaking at the one, or having an in-person event with Genius in 21 days where I get to actually speak on stage. Because when I hit that 100, actually when I hit 50 new clients, I can be an instructor. And so I will be on stage teaching, but I would love to do it live as opposed to online. So that's one of our goals this year, is to go live again.
I love it. So here's actually what I love about what you just said and what you said your goals are. Every single one of the 3 goals you have there support each other.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yes, because I would love to travel, obviously, and speak on
And
stages
if you're
too.
going to Italy to speak,
Yeah.
you're traveling.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're supporting new clients, you're going to speak, right? Like they all 3 uplift and support the other goals.
Yeah, and I'm starting with small stages, like now with my support team here and getting in front of 20-ish people just to, get them excited about time management and productivity and all that stuff, communication. So I'm excited. It's
I
going to be
love
a
it.
great year.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely my word for this year is momentum and
I
all
love
in. I mean, all in, but they're
Yep.
two sides of the same coin, right?
Yes.
It's definitely feeling like a year of momentum.
I like it.
Yeah, a year of momentum. So as you're adding to your vision board there, what I would love for you to do is add an image in there somewhere of someone or something. And this, most people don't ask you to put on your vision board, but up in the corner somewhere. Thinking about support and resources. So who or what can help you stay accountable and inspired throughout the year?
Well, that's easier for me because I already have the picture.
Yeah.
Phew.
Who or what is going to help you stay accountable and inspired throughout the year? And so here's the thing about that, right? And I think you guys have probably heard me say this before. So Nick, who a lot of you met at Podfest, and who is a good friend of mine, he runs Ghostwriter Academy, and he tells people, and so this applies to Tara Lee, it applies to all of us, right? But when he first starts writing, I can, yes, Carol, I'll send you a picture. When he first starts a session of Ghostwriter Academy, he says, I'm going to tell you like the best way to get started as a ghostwriter. It's no fail. The first thing you have to do, and then he says, it's really, really simple. It's just not easy. You have to tell somebody you're a ghostwriter, right? You have to tell somebody you're a speaker. You have to tell somebody you're an author, right? Whatever that thing is that you want to do, you have to tell somebody about it. So this, what am I, no, who or what can help me stay accountable? Did I put that one in the chat? Through and inspired throughout the year. The next thing you have to do is tell them, right? You have to tell them these 3 to 5 goals that you're asking them to help you stay accountable and inspired to throughout the year, which also means what else has to happen? Anybody?
Get in the game.
Yeah, that too. Get in the game.
Just not that one.
Yeah. But you got to tell someone. But then is that enough? Is it enough to just tell them?
Now, I feel like you have to have them it's almost like accountability checks.
Yeah. You have to develop the system of check-ins because you and I both know if I say, if I'm going to go, if Carrie says, hey, I want to do 30 stages this year and asks Aurora to help keep her accountable, Aurora's like, okay, I can do that. Now, Aurora is the kind of person who's going to check in, but that's not always true, right? So we have to set up a system of them checking in and being consistent, right, Testa? To make that happen. So breaking that down, what does that look like? Right? Couple a week, 2 to 3 a week gets you to 30, or 1 a week, I mean, get you past 30.
It was funny. Aurora gave me a a task today. He told me just to post my one sheet.
Oh, look at that. Just post your one sheet and see what happens.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. But then to like take the Renee path of, I'm going to check in with you next month. So let's set the date now for checking in, right? To see what happens. All right. Does anybody want to share who who's gonna hold them? Who are you gonna ask? Who are you gonna tell? Who or what? So what, I don't know about you guys, but what for me means I'm setting something on my phone that says, did you do this week? I need a who as well because I can ignore my phone depending on your personality. Like I know me, I can ignore my phone. But it helps me, like the alarms on my phone. I couldn't exist without my calendar and my alarms on my phone. Like nothing would happen. Ask Lindsay, she knows. Yep.
So I feel like I have like a little 6-person squad over here.
Oh, perfect.
So Lindsay, Heather, my best friend Jess, my other best friend Solara, Aurora, and then Jessica Joe.
Yep. I love it. Awesome. I want to know from you guys too. This is a personality thing as well. So some people do really, really well, right, with setting their goal. They're if I set my goal amongst the stars or the moon, I'll still reach the stars, whatever, however that saying goes, right? So they set really big goals and reach really high, but they're okay if they don't hit them. That's
me.
you.
Yeah.
Carrie's like, that's me. Right? So you have to know some things about you and your personality as you set these goals too.
So on the template that Carrie sent us, my goal when I bring in those 100 new clients is to make over 100,000, but I'm just going to leave that I will make 1 million that she already has on there because I'm good with, getting halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of those things. So there are some people who can set a goal. Let's say it's $100,000 this year, right? If they hit that in August, they're like, okay, great, I'm going to go to 150. And then when they don't hit 150 at the end of the year, they're like all depressed. When their first goal was right, like, so you kind of have to know your personality in where you're setting things and how you're dealing with them. It really is the place, right? Like that sometimes a one-on-one coach is super helpful because they can help you work with that personality wise. But yeah, so knowing who you are. So our friend Brittany sets every time as a good, better, best goal. And I kind of like that one for me too. I like the good, better, best. And you better believe I'm going to set it where I know I'm hitting good. Right? Because I'm going to at least hit that. Alexis, when you say you struggle with goal setting, what does that mean? She's like, why are you asking me this?
Um, I I don't know. I just I know it it's something that I want that I think I want to improve on. I just know like in the past, like when people have been like, what's your, short-term goals, long-term goals, 3-year goal, 10-year goal, like I can, you know, it's interesting because like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to this like all in on vision, because it's always been a struggle for me to envision things. And as I'm talking, what's coming up for me is that I think I've lived my life envisioning the future from a survival and a like vigilant, like threat avoidant perspective, and not necessarily like the more positive future, hopeful perspective. And I think that's also combined with taking actions that are just always in line with social and family expectations. So it's almost like I don't know if I've ever like sat to think about what I really want. I think a lot of my life has been focused on what I feel like I'm supposed to do or what people have like told me I need to be doing. So I never really had to think about goals, up until honestly like the last until I started my business. Up until like the last 10 years, like everything for the future has kind of already been mapped out. It was go to school, make good grades, go to college, get a career, get your place, pay your bills. Like, and so it's always been plotted out. And now it's like, well, what's next? And I'm like, I don't know. So, and then I also think that sprinkled in with like a little fear of failure, because within that predetermined path and being guided to like no excuse for not achieving and use your resources and all that, I've never like not met those goals. So that's like another layer. It's like one, choosing something on my own accord, and then two, like what if I don't do it? I've never not met a goal, even though it wasn't my idea in the first place. So yeah, it's circling back to what Carrie said, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable. Like I wrote down 3 goals and they seem kind of cheesy to me. But they're things that I haven't accomplished, and I think it'll help with my visibility and growth and using my talents and my gifts to help people.
So did you put those in the chat up above or no?
No, I'll type them in, but I put a
Do you
financial.
want to share them?
Yeah, sure. I put a financial goal of
Okay.
250,000 for the year in gross revenue, which will be the most I've ever made. I put 1,000 YouTube subscribers, because I have a better understanding of like what YouTube is like used for, and I can appreciate like the people that I want to help are looking for answers, and they may be looking for like education and things in that area. And I put 25 speaking gigs. Okay, I started out with 5, but you guys went like super big and bad and ambitious. So then I was like, and then Carrie said speaking or podcast. So then I was like, okay, I can bump that up to 25 and have it be like speaking or podcast. And I already have 3. I already have 3 books. So now we're just looking at 22 more.
Nice.
So
So I was gonna, until you said that last part, I was gonna push back a little bit and make sure that your 25 wasn't somebody else's expectations.
no, it's because I did 10 last year when I didn't even, that was the first time I ever started. They were all podcasts. It was the first time I ever started anything like that. And I did 10, probably like in the last 6 months. And so I was like, I think 25, doubling at the minimum is a good goal. So
I love it. I love it. So,
and I texted my accountability person and asked if they wanted to be accountability partners. So we'll see if they respond. Because I feel like you're just going to get inundated with people.
yeah. No, it's okay. I am happy. All right. Anybody want to share where you're at working on your board? I know we're all watching Carrie do hers.
It's funny because like I'm actually kind of proud of my board right now because normally if anyone's ever seen any of my goal like vision goals and stuff, it's always like 97% like business and then like 1% like 2% personal. So I put like I want to take a vacation this year and I want to like so one thing about me is I'm very literal. And if I don't like do like the thing that's like on the board, like I kind of take like I set myself up and I'm like, no, I didn't do the thing because I had the plan and the thing is not happening. So instead of like giving myself these adventures, I'm just gonna say I just want to do a monthly adventure, and it could be whatever it needs to be. It could be like going to sushi and maybe to like the zoo, rather than like having to be like something like particular. And then put that I want to get off diabetes medicine because I'm taking a lot of that right now. And then speak on the 30 podcast and then do 300K in sales. But not really, not crazy businessy, it's very great. It's whole new me.
It's good. Okay, so Desta and Alexis say they've never done a vision board before. And so what I'm going to say about that is Carrie has, when she gave you the template, it had some really cool pictures on it already. If some of them feel good to you, feel free to you don't have to change everything. You can leave some of it so that it doesn't feel quite so overwhelming.
If you want to keep a little picture of me in the corner, you can. Just know I'm always in your corner.
Oh. I love it. Yeah. So I would say in that, like one of the things that I love that she has on there is a picture of herself in the middle. I love it.
It's funny because I'm like, some of these I can probably keep. I might just change some flowers up and stuff.
Yeah.
Both my favorites.
As you're doing these and you're putting the goals on there, thinking about something that Alexis just said, and it is actually, I can copy and paste it right now because it was already in my questions, but she said it. And so when you're looking back at your goals on here, and make sure there's something that genuinely excites you and doesn't feel like something you should be doing, right? And if you have one on there that you put on there that you're like, oh, that's because I should do that, take it off. Let it go. Switch it out for something that's exciting.
Heather,
Yes.
I didn't come into this like thinking about how I wanted to integrate time with family into my vision
Mhm.
board. But hello, it's just so important, right? Whether it's my granddaughters, my kids, whether it's time with my dad that's in his 80s, right?
Right.
Or even I hadn't even thought about talking to my husband about doing like weekly dates. All of a sudden I'm like, no, this is all without this, what do I have, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I
What's
just
the
thought, yeah.
what is the verse? What is it? Gain the whole what the whole world if you lose your, right, same kind of thing. Like,
Everything.
what good is it if we do all of the things, speaking and being who we are, you know, if the people that we want to share life with aren't there with us. Yeah. I love that. I was just, as you said, like right before you were saying that, I was thinking, because I'm not doing mine right. I can't do all this and do that at the same time. I'm not that good. Um, but I was like, oh, like it took me a minute, and I was like, because I was thinking as Alexis was talking, we were talking about travel, and my husband and I have been talking about going to either Japan or Italy and the Swiss Alps, like right, all in there. But the reality is, I don't know that that's this year. And I don't honestly care if that's this year. So it needs to not be on my vision board, because what I want on my vision board is watching my son get married in June, right? And helping them, like being present and available enough to them to help them do with whatever they need or whatever they don't need. I'm very, very clear as the mother-in-law, the mother of the son, that I will help as much as she would like me to. Yeah.
I cannot wait to do my vision board. So I just got off from my other job, and but I joined partnered with you guys in January the 5th of this year. And I saw that it was a masterclass going to be. So I just wanted to jump in. So I didn't know what to expect. But I was like, I just gotta be a part of this. I don't know what to expect. And
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. And I see that it's being recorded. So I cannot wait to go and do mine. I just actually clocked out from work. But just being amongst you ladies and hearing you all talk and just feeding from you guys, I'm like, yeah, this was the perfect move. So it's just awesome. I just want to share that with you guys.
Thank you. I am so glad that you were here. Yeah, yeah. One of the things I was just thinking of, because I had said, if it feels like an obligation, take it off. If it feels like an obligation, but it's something that excites you, like sometimes it has that both kind of feeling, maybe you can just refine it a little bit so it doesn't feel like we don't have to like throw the baby out with the bathwater every time. We can just go, oh, I was feeling like I should do, I was feeling like I should send an email every single day. The thought of that, right? So maybe I just refine it a little bit and say, maybe my good is twice a week or 3 times a week. And my best can be 5, 6 times a week, right? If you're watching her, she does this, by the way. Carrie is super fast at all of this, like image manipulation. Oh, let me just download it and drop it in the chat. And then, well, meanwhile, the rest of us are like, how do I get that out of the chat? Right? Or whatever. Yeah, it's okay. Ask all the questions you want.
When we finish these, can we upload these in the NACWE members group?
I would love that. That would be
Yes.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys see when she like double clicks on something and makes it bigger or pulls it off and then moves it around? Are you guys all, does anybody in the room need some like image manipulation tips from Carrie on what she's doing and how?
Okay, so I'll just show you. So the first thing is, because these are technically images already, they're not frames. You have to actually delete, you have to kind of, you can drop it back in, but you can't just like I just can't go in and like it won't just populate in the thing. So the first thing that I'll do is it's funny, this is actually probably not the best one to get rid of, but it was a lot of pressure last year because I felt like I needed to be like I need to have a great accountant, and I'm gonna let that go this year and just like figure it out later.
That did not feel very exciting at all, did it?
It didn't, but this feels better.
Okay.
Stop waiting for everything to be perfect to be happy. So that felt better. So I was like, I'll use that one instead.
So did you just happen to come across that image, or did you put in the word?
So what I normally do, let me show you what I do. So I go into Pinterest, because Pinterest is known for having stuff. So I just go into Pinterest and I literally just put in 2025, because everybody goes to Pinterest and does their vision board because Pinterest is visual. So that's what most people do. So I just went in and I kind of just start looking at stuff. So like people probably would use this one, 5 a.m. club, that I already wake up at 5 a.m. So don't need to continue. So I want to be part of the 6 a.m. club. Yeah. Yeah, so like I'm trusting God's timing. And then even if you do like 2025 vision board, more stuff might come up. 25 is my year of fruitfulness. Good things are coming. And all you're gonna do is like hit here and just do copy. You're gonna come back here and you're going to just right click, or you can do Control V. I have a Windows. If you have a Mac, it's going to be Command V, or you can just go and paste it, and this will come in. And then all I do is I just delete it, but it pops up in my uploads, and then I would just drop it where I wanted it to go.
Because those other ones are frames,
Yeah,
or they're not frames.
they're not frames.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it was already a frame, you could just drop it in and it will automatically work.
Got it.
But because I wanted it to kind of overlap, I didn't use frames when I made it. And then
I do love the dimensions of this for keeping it on as your wallpaper on your laptop or iPad or whatever.
so because I want to do more retreats, I'm just going to pull a picture from the retreat, and I'm going to use that here. We were all trying to be rock stars.
There's our photo album or our album.
Yeah, for our album cover. Oh, this one was therapy. I already did that, so I'm already in that. And I'm just looking for one more picture to get rid of this picture, and then I will be done. Well, 2 more pictures. Look at this.
When you click on that link, Desta, you're actually saving your own copy. You're not overriding the template in any way. So feel free to change whatever's there, or you can even just make a duplicate if you want to still keep that as your like inspiration, and then just change the second one.
Ooh, that don't overthink it one is good.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna put a camera on mine because clearly I need to take more pictures in my life.
That's a good plan. I do too, around, like I forget to take the pictures. Shush, Carrie, I saw that face.
Did I look up? I thought I was
Your
just
face
listening.
is speaking, yeah.
That's just because you travel with all the ones that are mindful of all the pictures. So
I know.
you usually get that covered.
So what that means though is I have pictures of me with all of you guys. And when I'm around my family, nobody's taking pictures. I'm like, we need to take some pictures.
And we're done.
Woohoo!
Feel like that would be the one that y'all kept saying for me.
Make yourself a priority, yeah,
There you go.
in a good way. Yeah.
Next to my sushi.
Mm. I love that you mentioned, Carrie, that the pictures that you use don't have to be literal, right? They just have to remind you of what you wanted that thing to be. So when she was talking about the sushi, well, first, I think she does definitely mean go eat sushi, but she also talked about adventure in the mix of that. So all it has to do is when she looks at that picture, go, I need an adventure. Right.
Yeah, like with my hot air balloons or
Mhm.
kayaking or maybe a little train ride or at the hot springs or even downtown down the street from my house.
Yep.
That's why you said.
Yep. Does anybody want to share what you have so far and talk to us about it?
Yeah. Let's see it.
It doesn't have to be done.
Doesn't have to be done.
I'll be transparent. I'm not completely working on mine right now because
Yeah,
my brain is fried.
that's fair.
And some
It's
of you
the
know why. It's been a
it's the
week.
afternoon that's that mid-afternoon chunk of
It's
time
nap
sometimes.
time.
But I'm definitely gonna finish it.
I'm gonna finish mine too and put it in the members only group.
I'll tell you this, I put the picture that photographer Jess took of me speaking at last year's NACWE is the one that's in the middle.
Oh, nice.
Aw.
Speaking is good.
I'm in the middle of it, and I will say some of the words I want when I go in Pinterest, I'm not easily finding them, and so I've downloaded a few pictures, but I also went in Canva and like created a few words that I'm gonna insert. So like I have mastermind, story transformation. It's a course we teach, collaborate, 50 speeches, because who has 50 speeches, right? In Pinterest,
Right.
500 members, here for the 1 million. Yeah. And then
I love
I've downloaded some, and then obviously now, oh, I'll show you one. You may or may not like, but hey, you guys, my passport's like, let's go somewhere.
I love it.
This is personal for me, and it's like big personal, but my body is strong and healthy.
Mhm.
I was thinking for like collaboration, together we thrive. That's so true. Business growth. A cute little, I've paid off all my debt. Oh, and the year of expansion. So what I found if I don't make my own is this cute focus creates expansion. So
Mm.
I'll
I
put
love it.
Are we kind of setting a
Yeah.
date of when we're gonna put these in the group by?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Monday.
Otherwise,
You guys tell me what
I was
feels
gonna say, Carrie, is that, you said Monday? Yeah.
Yep.
all right. Monday it is. That gives us a weekend.
As we're headed into the new month.
And
You know, we said the stuff we did in January, we're gonna call that part of 2024.
Okay.
wait, where is it
Carrie, I have
going?
a question. Oh,
That's okay. We were talking about dropping it into the members only group if you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yep. Carol?
I just had a Canva question. So I'm looking at elements and bringing in different things. Is there a way to like put the not pro above the pro or like sort it in a way that they're not all mixed up.
Do you want to share your screen, Carol, and show us what you mean? Because I'm not sure I'm following.
An attempt to, hold on. Oops, share. Okay, so if I'm over here in elements and I put in time, just as an example,
Yep.
and then I pick photos.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a bunch of pros, and then I can put this one in, or I can put that one in. But like, is there an easier way to, because some of them are just pro, like until you get 3/4 of the way down, right?
Do you have
Oh.
Pro?
No.
Okay.
I just
So
have
let me show you.
Okay.
That's what she's trying to figure out, is if there's a way to filter them out. So she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. All right. So go to elements and then you go to up here
Yes.
and then just hit free.
Ah, thank you. You're the bomb.com.
Wait, hold the fort.
Right?
I object. Yes, Alexis is objecting.
That was cool. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that option is not available if you're not pro.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Yeah, I wonder if close yours out. Let me share mine.
Yeah, let me see.
See, we don't have that option.
That is so interesting.
So because you don't have pro, they want you to, like, if you have pro, you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be the other way around, but I think it's like from the business standpoint, like they think it's supposed to like entice you to do pro because they put all the pro ones on top.
Yeah.
But I will show you a shortcut if I can.
Yeah.
Not a shortcut, but like this is my workaround right now because I don't use Canva quite that much. I feel like to afford the pro. Okay, so this picture right here that Carrie has,
Uh-huh.
you can go to remove watermarks and then I wonder, okay, so see how it says like try Canva Pro for free. If you click on these if you really like the picture and you really want it, you click on these little 3 dots and you can get the picture for $1. And then it's yours and you can keep it. So if it's something which honestly I've done recently for like my food allergy stuff, like if I find a really good image, I'll do that. But at some point, if you feel like you're doing it like that much, then it would be more cost effective to just go ahead and get pro. But it might hold you over for the meantime.
What is pro?
Here.
20 a
But I
month?
love you, Carrie.
I thought it's 14. I pay 14.
I think it's 14 a month.
Okay.
It's not crazy.
No, but if you're buying less than 14 pictures, right?
Or if you're buying more than 14 pictures a month.
Well, if you're buying more than 14 pictures a month, then you should probably just get pro. But if you're buying less, then yeah.
I love you, Carrie.
Love you more.
I know it's like, no, that's not true. Either that or I have a bum Canva version and I need to do something because I have tried that.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Oh,
It does seem
wild.
like
It is
so, oh, look, one of my accountability people are here. Hey, Aurora.
Did you not know she's been here the whole time?
Nope, I didn't.
Yeah, she snuck in a few minutes ago.
Just checking.
Just let you know that I'm choosing to speak at 30 podcasts or stages, just so you know, and put it in your ether to hold me
Now it's
accountable.
making me think if I need a number on that. I'm gonna let that sit with me for a little bit though and decide if it's my own goal.
So Carrie, you're gonna have
What?
another sheet with a tick off for the 30, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, see, that's a Lindsay right there. Lindsay's gonna have a little check off for me.
I don't have a check off, but I have a notes file on my notes, like on my Mac,
yeah.
of all my podcast appearances and stuff like that. So I just put a line and put like 2024 for the first one, and then I started the new list for 2025.
So part of what I'm gonna encourage you guys to do too is if you keep it in notes or in a Google Doc or whatever, when you like download the logo from that podcast so that you have it as social, like a as seen on social proof logo.
Put on your one sheet and your media
Maybe
kit
your
and
one
things like
sheet,
that.
maybe, yeah, definitely your media kit so that you can copy and paste it wherever you need it.
Maybe we need like a media kit workshop if there isn't one already.
We can
Because
do
right
that.
now I do exactly what you say. Like I cut and paste the link for the podcast, and I've been putting that there so I know exactly where to go to get it. And I'll take the image and I'll put it on my I have like a web page
Yeah,
for my speaking and my book and stuff like that. So I've been adding the image to the web page of like the most recent appearances that I've done.
yeah, perfect.
So everyone should like send Aurora a message and say, we need a media kit training in NACWE. And then hopefully she'll do it.
That's not a bad idea.
And then she could be like, I've been bombarded with messages on a media kit training in NACWE, so I have to do one.
That's funny. Well, we have another like 10 minutes if you guys want to keep working, but what I want to do really quickly is ask Carol to pray for us so that then as you guys, we can stick around and keep working and keep chatting, but nobody feel like if somebody needs to go, they can go, and we've prayed.
Awesome. I'll pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for bringing us together today and allowing us time to chat and converse and look at our vision and really see if it's supporting you and if we're doing what you want us to do. And all these questions are amazing. I hope that you will help us to take the time to really analyze what we are doing in life and what you want us to do and where our focus should always be. So thank you so much for this. And I pray that we all have a fantastic day. In your precious name I pray. Amen.
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 Thank you.
And just because you guys have been invested in the journey, I'll show you guys the new wallpaper.
Oh, look at that. Did you put like a pink overlay on it or did it just kind of come out that way?
I feel like,
That's
so
exactly
hold on, I'm gonna move.
What's that, Alexis?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. And then I was like, but even if not, I could put like a purple overlay on it.
Yeah, it was really pretty. It's really pretty.
That's really pretty.
So gorgeous.
It's funny because I'm like, I keep saying I don't like pink, but clearly I might.
Lie.
I clearly might
Because you're not
actually.
supposed to like pink. Like, do you have something in you that's like, I shouldn't like pink?
Well, in my head, my favorite color has always been yellow.
Mm.
But it's like, I feel like I don't wear it. I feel like everything I wear is pink
Because
And
it
great.
is.
and green.
And green.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
And I'm like, where's my yellow at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything's pink. Yeah. If I look in my closet and I see everything's pink and green. Yeah.
Everything's pink and green.
Looks really good on you. You know the colors.
because yellow's not one of my power colors.
I wish I could figure out how to organize Canva where it makes sense, but it just never does.
Seriously.
If you
So
follow
there,
my system, it will.
I was gonna say we need your next Canva link, Canva adventure.
Canva made easy.
Canva made easy. Changed
Oh.
my life.
I was gonna say Lindsay did that though.
Yeah,
She did.
I
Is there
did.
a 2.0 coming?
please.
We'll probably do one probably in February, because there's a class I have to do before that, which is the journal and planner class, to show people how to make a journal and a planner in less than a day. You can use yeah.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
make it longer so that it's not the 3 days? Are you just gonna like?
Yeah, it'll be just one day.
Wonderful.
But yeah, it's gonna be it'll be the journal planner one.
My journal done in like a really short period of time because the person doing it was sitting on the other side of the desk over here doing it for me last time she was in town.
Winston already has his bag.
All right, ladies. We're gonna finish up our boards by Monday. We're gonna put them in the members only group. I will see you then. Have a great Thursday. Bye.
Love you all.
Bye.